Once upon a time, on the royal grounds of Kauai, there was a resort called the Coco Palms. Opened in 1953, the slightly over-the-top grass hut Polynesian style made the resort famous, inspiring many imitators around the world, such as the Tikis in Monterey Park, California, where I worked as a magician during my college years, and an attraction at a certain theme park in Anaheim, which shall remain nameless lest their lawyers come after me. But while imitation may be the sincerest form of flattery, in the end there was one and only one Coco Palms, legendary for its unique entertainments, from the nightly torch-lighting ceremony that announced dinner, to music by Coco Palms busboy turned singing star Larry Rivera. Slowly the reputation of the Coco Palms grew until in 1961 it was used as a location for Elvis Presley's film Blue Hawaii, which made the Coco Palms world-famous virtually overnight. My own personal experience with the Coco Palms is rather prosaic. Like hundreds of thousands of other happy couples, my first marriage took place on the grounds at the Coco Palms, just weeks before Christmas, 1987. The chapel, now reclaimed by the jungle, still hosts weddings to this very day. Sadly, that marriage did not last, and tragically, neither did the Coco Palms. Destroyed by Hurricane Iniki, which devastated Kauai in September of 1992, the Coco Palms has been sitting idle as one after the other attempts to finance repairs, renovations, and then, as time wore on, replacement of the Coco Palms foundered with the declining economy. But the remains of the resort, rich with history, still stand in the middle of the largest coconut grove in the state of Hawaii. Semi-retired tour operator Bob Jasper is the volunteer caretaker and sometime tour guide of a place hovering in the twilight zone somewhere between resort and archaeological site. On a recent visit to a friend who lives on Kauai's North Shore, I had the chance to take one of Bob's walkabouts through the grounds of the Coco Palms. I didn't come all this way to see weeds. I want to go inside.
Okay. All right.
Well, we'll show you some
Hence the waiver.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, now I know.
Yes.
Anybody has a need, I do carry this with me.
All right.
There are some spots we'll run into their little conventions.
Along the way, I began to feel like the old woman in the film Titanic, who was looking at the present-day remains of what is, while her memories of what had once been keep forcing themselves into her mind. Children see the world as a very permanent place, but at my age, change has become an accepted fact of life. And wandering around the grounds of the Coco Palms reminded me of all the places I have known and have fond memories about that simply do not exist any longer. It was a dark personal moment in the middle of that bright tropical setting, but thankfully it did not last. The Coconut Grove, once as carefully manicured as a golf course, has gone back to the wild, and now serves as a jungle location for films such as Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides and Dino Croc vs. Super Gator. Planting a coconut tree on the grounds was an honor accorded to certain guests, and the coconut trees used to have plaques bearing the names of the notables who planted them, although metal thieves have since stolen many of them.
That piano looks like it was once owned by Jerry Lee Lewis.
Claire, don't look. You'll cry.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
The private bungalows at the Coco Palms have played host to many celebrities. The Coco Palms became Elvis' favorite retreat, and the bungalow reserved for him had many added luxuries. One luxury all the bungalows shared were hidden doors that linked adjoining bungalows so that late-night rendezvous could be hidden from the prying eyes of tourists and gossip columnists. As I looked at stages where I'd seen hula girls with tinfoil antlers dance with jingle bells, or the restaurant where I'd proudly eaten my first dinner as a husband, I came to understand that my memories of the Coco Palms were not based on wood or lava stone, or even the unique giant clamshells that served as bathroom sinks in the rooms. My memories of the Coco Palms were of the Coco Palms staff who worked so hard to create a pleasant island experience, and my fellow guests who shared that experience. The staff clearly loved being there as much as the guests did, and that shared joy is something no act of nature can ever truly wipe away. At the end of the tour, Bob Jasper dropped hints of another plan to build a new Coco Palms. In this economy, it will be hard to do proper justice to the original Coco Palms and its history. I am certain they will do the best that they can, but it is a hard legacy to live up to, a tough act to follow. In the end, the new Coco Palms will be a recreation, but never a replacement. The Coco Palms I was married at, the Coco Palms that Elvis made famous in Blue Hawaii, is, like the Titanic herself, forever gone, but never forgotten.